And it's recording. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Is this a test?
No.
Oh. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
It's Haley.
And Ashley.
How are you, Ashley?
I'm cramping.
Oh.
TMI, but whatever. I feel better now that I took Midol.
Midol does nothing for me.
I'm sorry, but that is something. Is it unpopular? Your opinion's unpopular.
That's one of my unpopular opinions.
Midol sucks.
Speaking of, you guys, today's episode is Unpopular Opinions.
With a little bit of sprinkle of
it's going to be
randomness.
Like another one of the casual kind of chats. We do have, well, I guess the Unpopular Opinions is going to be like a majority of the segment. And then the rest of this episode, we're just going to be, you know how it goes. We just go off on tangents.
Yeah.
It's just going to be chatting.
I agree. And we were just discussing what we want to do for because we want to go to the Crescent Hotel and do a podcast really bad, but we're trying to figure out when to do it. Because one, you have to save money because the Crescent Hotel is not cheap.
No. And if you want
this is a hobby, not a paying gig.
And if you guys don't know, the Crescent Hotel is a very famous, okay, there's no T on the end of that word. Very famous hotel in Eureka Springs. And it is haunted AF. Ashley, do you want to give a little bit of background? Because I know you know the backstory of it.
It's haunted. So what it is, it used to be a hospital back in the day. I want to say 1920. Fact check me because I could be wrong. It's not 1920. I know it's not. It was May 20th, I think, is when it was created. I could be wrong on that too. I remember thinking it was something has to do with my birthday. It was 19, maybe 18. I don't know.
Oh, history of the 1886 Crescent Hotel.
Oh, okay. May 20th? Do May 20th, 1886 and see what happens.
Just Google that date.
Yeah, on Crescent. Yeah. See what it says on Crescent. Oh my God, the static is going to drive me crazy.
You guys, we don't know what's going on with the static because we test the mics like before we start recording. And then as soon as we hit record,
the static happens.
Static City.
And we're not technical gals here.
Oh, it was built May 20th, 1886. See, dang, Ashley.
But it used to be a hospital, and he used to try to cure, like... Has anyone seen the new Queen Elizabeth?
Put it in the chat if you have, because I haven't, so I can't discuss.
Anyway, if you've seen it, there's a doctor in there, and this guy is that doctor, pretty much. So he thinks that he can cure, like, cancer and, like... things like that by like torturing people pretty much and like removing their brains
like
and
craniotomies and stuff.
Yes.
That
a wackadoodle for sure.
Ugh.
He reminds me of a psychiatrist. But anyway, but he did stuff like that. And so he killed a bunch of people, buried their bodies, had like a tunnel under the hotel, has a morgue and all that stuff. And they still have it all. I don't think you can go in the tunnel, but they have the morgue still, and you just tour it, and it's supposed to be haunted, which I will say what happened to me there was, sounds kind of dumb, but they say like spirits and stuff take away your energy, like not your physical, and your physical energy, but like your camera battery and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I was upstairs. We had just woken up. Took my phone off the charger, 100% battery, because it was on the charger all night.
Yeah.
Got downstairs to check out, and my phone wouldn't turn on. Like, at all. Would not come on. Brand new iPhone. Would not come on. So I was like, dang. Like, maybe I didn't charge it. Maybe, like, benefit of the doubt. Maybe, or whatever.
It didn't charge, yeah.
It just didn't charge. So we get to the car. I plug it in the car. Does not turn back on. So I was like, maybe it's the charger. So we went to the nearest gas station, got a charger.
Yeah.
That phone did not come on until about 15 to 20 minutes outside of Eureka Springs city limits.
What?
And it was 100% battery when it came back on.
That's spooky.
Yeah. That's the only thing that really happened that was kind of, I did not sleep a wink because I was so scared that I couldn't sleep.
I would want to be up all night just to see if I hear anything.
No, I was too scared. I think when you're faced with it, it's like...
different.
Yeah. soul just left my body. Y'all, my computer just made an update noise and it was in our ears. James is going to come in here thinking somebody had died.
I think I just peed my pants. That was so scary.
I wonder if you can hear the doo-doo. I don't think so. I doubt it.
Can we pause it and play it back to hear?
Yeah, so he played it back and you could not hear the doo-doo.
That was terrifying. We were so scared just now, just talking
about the Crescent Hotel, and you're over here like, I'd stay up to listen to everything.
Screams straight into the mic.
I think we blew the mics out.
You guys, I'm so sorry. If y'all are listening to this with headphones, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
The look on your face was the funniest thing.
It was so scary.
That was so fucking funny.
It's because it was so loud and so jolting just straight in my ears that I was like, I felt like somebody was behind me. Oh, so scary. Okay.
Anyway, we want to do a haunted podcast.
Yeah, I don't know so much anymore. I mean, if the computer update noise has me going that bad.
Another update that I wanted to say. Our podcast to be eligible for I guess AdSense, yeah. Mm-hmm. Is you have to have at least 100 listeners, and we're at 86. Now, if you look it up on the website, it says we're at 90. I don't know why the app is different than on the app.
Yeah. The statistics on the app are different.
I don't know if the app's just behind.
Possibly. That's really exciting for us, those guys, because okay, look, we love that people listen, but I can't speak for Ashley. I mean, she may just want the clout. I don't know, but
I don't know about the clout. Every time we get a comment, we get super nervous. Anytime someone comments and it's somewhat even negative, we're like, we don't like this. Maybe we should quit.
Every time Ashley goes, we just got a new comment, my heart drops down to my freaking butt. Like, it scares me.
Because that one guy commented, what was it the other day? And he said, you guys need to work on your math skills. And I'm like, duly noted. Like,
sir, there's a reason I'm doing a podcast.
There's a reason never mind. I'm not going to bring up my high school. But
anyway, it's all just fun, you guys. It's not supposed to be serious. It's just for fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, well, Ashley, you want to start off with one of your unpopular opinions and I'll see if you're right or wrong?
Sure. Running is an enjoyable hobby.
Is an enjoyable or unenjoyable?
Enjoyable. So that's unenjoyable.
Unenjoyable?
Sure.
Okay.
Where I'm meaning I don't like it.
Yes.
And if people that like it are lying.
Yeah. Running is not an enjoyable hobby.
Yeah.
It agree.
Says it isn't enjoyable, so I wrote it down wrong. But
you know what, though? I will say this. Flashback to probably 5 or 6 years ago, I was in great shape. Even though I thought I was huge, I was in good shape. Mm-hmm. And every day I would go walk or jog like 2 miles. Mm-mm. I would not run.
Catch me never.
But it did feel like just after I got done and I was walking back home, I felt like, man, that felt really good.
Mm-mm.
Now,
even when I was in shape and I did kickboxing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you as a teen, you don't really have to be in shape. You're in shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much. Most teens.
Is it because it's so hard to breathe? Is that why?
Yeah, I think so. It's just painful. Nothing about it is fun.
The only thing that bothers me is the not being able to breathe.
Yeah, I like to be able to breathe. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
And people that enjoy it, I don't get it. You can't convince me otherwise.
I envy people that enjoy it because it does seem like such a freeing activity.
I don't, because I know when they're 60, it's going to hurt their knees. Their knees are going to be aching. They're going to be they're going to have shin splints.
My knees are already aching.
Exactly. Imagine if you ran every day. You're going to have arthritis.
Maybe not running, but maybe just being more active would fix most of my problems.
Debatable.
Okay, well, I'll just be fat and happy.
I'm just so against exercising.
No.
I think I have another one in here about exercising too. And I'm going to say the one that James told me not to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I might not.
Okay, I'll go next.
Okay.
Pineapple on pizza is a good thing.
That's disgusting.
That's like the number one most unpopular opinion in my mind, because everybody that I come in not everybody. There are some people that I know that also enjoy pineapple on pizza. Pineapple on pizza, let me put this out as a disclaimer, is not my favorite pizza. Like, if I'm ordering a pizza, take a shot every time I say pizza, is not going to be...
Je suis sous pizza.
Je suis sous pizza.
Avec du fromage.
Oh, oui, oui.
Kudo sauce. Des tomates.
Or French, by the way. Anyway, it's not going to be my go-to pizza order.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to turn down pineapple on pizza. There's something about the sweet and the savory and the salty.
Here's what I don't like about it. Anything to do with fruit anything with fruit.
Okay.
When it's warm.
Oh, okay.
Grosses me out.
I get that.
Warm fruit is gross.
Okay, now what is your take on cobbler or pie?
I don't like any pies. There's not one pie out there that I'll eat except maybe considered a chocolate pie.
Key lime?
Nope.
Oh, that hurts, Ashley. That hurts.
No pies for me.
I love a cobbler.
Mm-mm.
Like a peach cobbler.
Oh. Catch me never. I don't like fruit. Cold.
Warm?
Or warm.
You like fruit. You just
I love
like
fruit.
Warm
love fruit. I like cold fruit.
Okay.
The thought of putting fruit in the oven grosses me out.
I can understand that to an extent.
But I can see where you like it.
It's just it's the flavor. It's not necessarily the texture of it, which texture doesn't bother me. I'm not a picky eater.
Like even like cooking a ham with or chicken with pears and stuff.
Pineapple on like ham.
Mm-hmm,
oh my gosh.
No,
what about a salad? What about a salad that has fruit in it, like strawberries?
Nope.
No. But that's not. That's
that grosses
cold.
me out because like, what are you gonna put on it? Ranch?
No, like a vinaigrette.
I don't like vinaigrettes.
Okay, well,
this is why I don't eat healthy. I don't like anything.
You could put ranch, but I feel like
that's
a
gross.
better combo would be like
vinegar and fruit.
Oh my gosh, it's so like refreshing.
Mm-mm. Catch me never.
Okay. I get it. Not really, but I guess.
Okay. Oh, here's another exercise one.
Okay.
People who wake up before dark to exercise are genuinely unpleasant.
They lead unpleasant lives.
Yeah.
I just okay.
Like, I wish I could.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I envy
anybody that does it. You know, they're at work. I gotta go to work out in this morning at 4:30 a.m. Who gives two shits you woke up at 4 o'clock, Susan? Nobody.
What time do they go to bed? Is my question.
Yeah.
Because if I go to bed at a reasonable hour, and if I woke up at 4:30, nobody would ever want to talk to me ever again if they came in contact with me.
No. Nope. I can't do it. And I consider myself a morning person.
I am a morning person, but 4:30 is that's crossing a line.
Yeah.
That is crossing a line.
100%. Hundo P.
Hundo P. Okay, my next one. Now, this one is an unpopular opinion. Weather-wise, not like if I'm in a car or in my home, but weather-wise, I would rather be too hot than too cold. And I understand, listen. I understand the logistics. If I'm too cold, that's a solvable problem, right?
Yeah,
I can
just
layer
bundle up, yeah.
But it's still, I just hate being cold so
Here's my
much.
thing. I am such a spoiled brat that I think my opinion on that is like, I hate both of them equally.
Okay.
I want it down the middle.
You like spring or fall?
Yep. I hate it when I cannot stand being hot. But I also remember being in high school and being in a classroom when it's like 60 degrees in the classroom and you're just sitting there like freezing to death and you can do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't bring a jacket or there's no blankets in class. Like, yeah. I remember those days and it'd make me fall asleep every time I get so cold I fall asleep.
And they do that as a tactic for you to stay awake.
No,
it does not work.
It puts me to sleep.
I sleep in the cold.
So do I. Or I try to. I live with a tropic man who likes it 78 degrees in our house at all times.
I also live with a tropic man who
I hate it.
would, if he had his way, I would never touch the thermostat. Unfortunately, though,
I wish I could tell James I would touch it.
Happy wife, happy life.
For real. It's a 68 at our house on a reg.
Anyway, so yes, if I'm outdoors, I'm not going to be happy if I'm sweating, but if I had to pick, I'm going to be hot. Like, I just hate being cold. That's it for that one.
I mean, I get it. That one I can understand. This one, James added something to this one.
Oh, okay.
Wedding shower, bachelorette party, baby shower, gender reveal. You only get one.
Like, you have to pick?
Yeah. And here's the thing. I think you should be able to have baby showers. Like, as many baby showers as you want. Go for it. Happy to be there. Maybe invite the same people, like one for your church, one for your work, one for your friends, one for your family.
Okay, wait. So you're saying, like, having multiple of the same party? Or are you saying, like...
I'm saying that, say you're getting married.
Okay.
And you have a bridesmaid.
Right.
Do not expect that bridesmaid to buy her bridesmaid's dress.
Right.
That you pick out. Now, if you're saying, hey, go buy you a dress, any dress, it's fine. That's whatever.
Yeah.
Because they have to buy a dress anyway to come to your wedding.
Right,
so that's whatever. Right. Now, if you're saying drop $400 on a bridesmaid's dress, and then you have a bachelorette party.
Yeah.
And you're going to drop $1,000 on that.
Yeah. Which usually the maid of honor or whoever will like organize it.
Yes. So then you have a wedding shower.
Who's having a wedding shower?
Millions of people. I've been to many.
That's wild.
And then you get pregnant. Then you have a baby. So a baby shower.
Yeah.
Gender reveal party. Then you have the baby. Then you buy a house. There's a party there. Your housewarming party. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have every single party. That's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair to people. You know how much money that costs somebody?
Yeah.
I think it's more or less you shouldn't expect people to...
I think that's a better way of putting it. Because I think if there are people around you who want to celebrate those
100%.
occasions, do it. Like, live your life.
But don't expect people to drop thousands of dollars on you because you're having this life-changing moment.
Exactly.
Like, it's no one's responsibility to... Now, don't get me wrong. When I bought my house, like, my in-laws bought me... Like,
but that's because
they paid for a lot of stuff. My mom did, but like I had a baby shower. I didn't do a gender reveal.
Yeah.
I didn't have a wedding shower.
I think for me, it's just any of those. Like and this is just my opinion, I would not want something like, what's the word? Like exorbitant or whatever. Just like, I don't want anything big, huge.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't have them at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying more or less don't expect your best friend to put on every single shower for you.
To take on that role of
that's not fair to that person. No matter, because like when we did the Am I an Asshole video, it broke down the cost of just a bachelorette party.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And stuff. So I don't expect that of your friends.
I think like just the day and age we're living in, everything is extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So it's very unfair to ask somebody.
Like when you got married, we did a little something at work for you, didn't we?
Yeah.
And so I get stuff like that. Like have your wedding shower, do all that.
Yeah.
But like most people they have a group of friends. Don't expect them to shell out $500 per party.
Right.
Like that's just not practical and it's rude to me.
Agreed.
That's my unpopular opinion.
I think
that's got to be a popular. I don't know. Because I see it all the time. Like people I went to high school with, I can't imagine how much money they drop on these parties. Because I'm like...
I just can't understand, like, spending that much money on something that... And I know that it's, like, a momentous occasion, you know? But that's so much money.
Like, I'm sorry, but if you ask me tomorrow, hey, we're planning a girls' trip. It's going to be like $600 to $700 per person.
Can't do it.
I'm sorry. I love you to death.
Yeah.
But
I cannot do it.
I have a car payment.
Me too. Me too now. Ashley and I both recently bought new cars.
New cars. We're going to do a car cast soon.
Yes. Now, but we both now have car payments. So that's what we were kind of talking about, which is not fun.
Nope.
But anyway, I agree with that opinion. I agree. Don't expect people to fork up that ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
Okay. My next unpopular opinion. We do not need virtual reality. You know how like Facebook is like doing the metaverse. And then the other day I just saw where Apple did an unveiling of this new, they called it like an augmented reality eyewear. It's basically like a VR headset. They released it at this Apple Worldwide Developers Conference like a couple days ago. And it's just a virtual reality headset. But it's just, it scares me.
I've never
so
dabbled
bad.
in it, so I don't know anything about it.
Like using it for games and stuff. My brother has one of those Oculus headsets and it's super fun. Like he plays this game called Beat Saber where you like hit the, like you have these lightsabers and you hit the beats. Wall. Yeah, you got to be real careful with it. But it's when we get into things like in this video they were showing at the conference where they were unveiling it, it was like it shows you your entire, like basically your phone home screen, like your messages, your photos, but you can still see the room around you and you can use your hands to like,
no.
It just is so scary to me.
Yeah, it's not necessary. Like, what would you need that for?
Exactly. Well, and that's, I never understood Apple Watches. I'm sorry, but I didn't. I just paid for a $1,500 phone. Why am I going to buy a watch that does the exact same thing as my phone for $700?
Yeah. I mean, if someone gave me one, I wouldn't be mad.
No.
But like, I would never go out and buy one.
Buy it. It's
no.
It's
That's how I feel. Look, I feel so, I don't know why this reminded me of this. I feel poor in this sense because I still use cord headphones that came with my iPhone.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else has
AirPods. Yeah.
I want a pair so bad, but I just cannot justify buying it.
I know.
They're like, what, 150?
They are great. My in-laws got me a pair for Christmas. And I was like, I felt so bad because I know they were, you know, they're not cheap.
I don't even know how much they are now. But I'm sure they're less expensive than they were.
The reason I like them is because I can put them in, and the AirPod Pros have a feature where it has noise cancellation. When you turn the noise cancellation on, you cannot hear anything around you. So I can
they're
have
only 9. Well, third generation is $149. Oh my God, the Pros are $199.
Yeah. I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
Anyway, what now? Sorry.
They're very nice. But it's just nice because if you have like a noisy
they're on
house,
sale right now for $99.
Dude. Probably shouldn't have looked that up.
Anyway,
I love them, but
I hate having
because
the cord.
I hate
having
them,
the cord.
I'm telling you, dude.
It gets caught on the door handles. It's like,
and if you're doing the dishes, like it gets wet or whatever.
Yeah.
They're very, very nice. And the battery life is super, super good. I'm telling you, if you have earbuds in a lot,
maybe that'll be my next big girl purchase.
I think so. I love them. I had a pair of the OGs and then I accidentally put them in the washing machine. And so that was like 2 years ago. And then, you know, they got me that pair for Christmas and I love them. I love them.
To get a pair. But what was the point?
The virtual reality.
Like, it's just, I don't see how that's necessary. Like, I don't see how the AirPods are necessary. But then again, I'm like, they're so necessary.
There are some things where I'm like, I can justify that.
Yeah, I can justify that.
Right.
But the Apple Watch, I don't get.
I can't justify.
I mean, if somebody wants to give me one,
I'll take one. If you're going to give it to me for free, then yeah. It's a free Apple Watch.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to spend my money. That's $700. That's basically $1,000.
How much is an Apple Watch right now?
That's basically $1,000. I'm just pulling that cost out of my, butt. But anyway, that's my opinion on VR.
$400.
Yeah, see? That's so expensive for a watch.
$329, but still.
What do you use a watch for,
They're on sale from $399 to look at the time.
Okay, period.
I know. I don't need it. And then you can like talk through your watch. I guess like at work, I wouldn't mind having one so I could like, just like if I get a text message, I just go boop, look at it. But like, I don't care that much.
I still don't get it. Yeah. I still don't get it. Anyway, that's another one of the things that I'm like, it's unnecessary.
It is. I think it really is.
Okay. What's your next one?
Sleeping naked tops even the most comfortable pajamas.
Here's what I'll say. What if somebody breaks into your house?
Dude, I think about that all the time.
Because you're just...
Or there's a
have no
house
clothes
fire, butt naked.
Exactly.
I'm butt naked.
Exactly. Put some clothes on. Just get, they make pajamas that are like the really thin, like material that's like you can move
We all
around
sleep
in them very
naked.
easily.
Giacomo sleeps in his underwear, but I sleep naked, and so does my husband.
Oh gosh.
God forbid Giacomo wakes up in the middle of the night and starts vomiting or something. I have to get dressed really fast and run over there.
You need to wear pajamas, Ashley. You put pajamas on.
And my sheets are so nice that it's just...
I hope that you never ever have a house fire or anybody ever intrudes in your home. But like, what if?
I know.
Then you just have no clothes on.
I know.
So I don't agree.
Maybe I'll invest in some pajamas.
I'm a big pajama girl.
Whatever.
Big pajama girl. Okay, my next one is the tote bag by Marc Jacobs is ugly. I hate them. I'm sorry. It's just so...
I like them. I think they're so cute.
I love the actual
bag shape.
The bag.
Yeah.
Yes, the bag shape, gorgeous. And it looks like it holds so much. Maybe it's not the tote bag that I have beef with.
It's the wording.
Maybe it's just, it's so gaudy.
Yeah.
Like anything with that huge logo on it, it just looks like cheap. Like,
I like it. If
cheap.
I had the money, I would just go out and buy one.
If I could get a bag with just not the wording on it, then yeah.
I like it.
I don't.
Agree to disagree.
It is. I don't like it.
Shout out to the people with the tote bags.
I'm sorry, you guys.
I like them. I think they're really cute.
Love y'all. Hate the bag.
Okay. This one I strongly... Now, this one my husband will argue with me about, and a lot of people will, but pools should be in ground, not above.
Okay.
I think
ideally,
above ground pools are a waste of money. They only last maybe a summer. You're lucky if you get a couple summers out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky.
Yeah.
They're like a couple grand if you get a good one. If you get like a big, like 16-foot by, they're like a couple grand.
Okay, yeah.
If you get the pump and the
16-foot pool, then yeah.
But it's like a couple grand. But I'm saying if you like get a loan and invest in an in-ground, I get your insurance goes up, like your homeowner's insurance. I get that. I also get that like the maintenance on it is a lot higher. I also get it's like a $60,000 loan. But I think in-ground pools are stupid because I'm a firm believer when you go
above ground pools.
Yeah, above ground pools. I think they're stupid. I think and this comes from someone that had an in-ground pool every summer of her life. Every single summer we had one. I don't know a summer, no above.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember summer where we didn't. My mom still has one till this day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my kid loves it. I get Giacomo's age, like 9, whatever, you love it. I'm the type, if I go swimming, it's not to lay out and tan. It's to literally, I want to deep dive in that shit and I want to go.
Do handstands.
Yes. I want to like throw something in the 9-foot bottom pool and go running. Or not running, but swimming. And like put my goggles on, play mermaids.
I like how you said I'm at the age where that is my pool prerogative.
Yeah.
You're 29. But like, who doesn't like a good handstand in the pool?
Yeah.
I also grew up as an above ground, but we didn't have an above ground pool until I was like a teenager.
Yeah. To me, like, I get like if you want one just to lay out and tan in, okay.
Yeah. Ideally, I think.
But go buy a $30 kiddie pool.
Who doesn't want an in-ground pool?
I know.
But also,
like, a lot of people don't, though.
Some of the, like, you also have to think about the land.
Yeah.
Like, maybe the land that you own
can't
doesn't
like
support it.
I get that. Or the people, here's what irritates me. People that dig the holes like an in-ground pool, but put an above-ground pool in the hole.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And then they just, like, build a deck around it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No. Sorry out there if you have one. I'm not hating. I'm hating, but but
it is several $1,000s cheaper than an in-ground pool.
A lot cheaper, like by like $50,000. But
yes, but you have to think if they're putting it in the ground,
but
that's also
investment.
Preserving the pool.
It's a good investment. Now, if you go out and buy a hot tub, I'm not going to have this conversation with you. A hot tub's a hot tub.
Who doesn't want a jacuzzi?
Yeah. An above ground hot tub? Okay, that's great. We had one growing up too, but I'm just saying an in-ground pool is where it's at. If you're going to go out big, get an in-ground pool.
I would love. That's like a. If you have an in-ground pool,
you're rich. Yeah, I grew up thinking you're rich.
I still think that if you have a in-ground pool, or if you have a fridge in your garage, you are rich. To me, that is
that's exactly it. Or a room above your attic.
Yes.
Or a room above your garage.
Or if you have a playroom in your house.
Yes. Or a movie room or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Even if it's like a 4-bedroom house and you use that 4th bedroom as like
a playroom.
But it's a big playroom. Like it's not just like a normal sized bedroom. It's like built for a game room or something.
And it's like 2 rooms combined.
Yeah, above the garage. Like you go up the stairs up. If you had 2-story,
you're rich.
You were rich to me. Like if you lived in these popular neighborhoods, like
dude. Yeah.
Or
yeah.
You were rich.
Period.
Even
rich.
Yeah.
I agree.
Hundo
P.
So, in-ground pool. Don't buy a new car. Buy an in-ground pool.
Don't buy a new car.
It's more expensive than a car. But
why do you need to get places when you've got an in-ground pool?
Yeah,
just stay in the pool.
Yeah, just think about all the look. You don't have to rent out places to go have birthday parties. You just have the birthday party at your house.
Yeah,
your kids will want to hang out at your house before anybody else is.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only 2 I can think of.
You'd be the cool parent.
Just think about all the cool things you can do in a pool.
You'd have so many summer parties.
Yep.
Like barbecue.
Grilling. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
While the kids play in the pool.
Yeah.
Now, if you have an in-ground, you got to be like, don't jump in the pool or the walls are going to cave in. Or above ground, not in-ground. Yeah.
I loved when we had an above ground pool when I lived at home when I was a teenager. I loved it. But I also like to lay out. So I was really
not a layout Tanner kind of gal. Except I am going to order that thing that you got.
It was a good purchase. I got an inflatable. It's kind of like one of those little, what would you call that? Like a seat, like one of those inflatable seats you lay on in the pool. But it's bigger than that. It's like the size of like a twin size mattress.
Yeah.
And it's inflatable, and you just put a little bit of water in it. It's like very shallow, and you just lay in it and tan. And I put it in my backyard. My dogs aren't out there, and it's so nice because I don't have a pool.
Yeah, I don't have a pool either.
It's very nice.
I'm glad I don't have a pool. I think you shouldn't have a pool until your kids are old enough to swim.
Yeah.
Because it's very dangerous. Your kid wakes up in the middle of the night. We have a Casey Anthony situation all over again.
Oh, no. Have you seen those videos where like people have their babies go into those swimming lessons and they throw the baby in the pool?
Oh my gosh.
And it's like trying to get
it's so smart though. Like it's so smart to teach your kids so young. Giacomo was in swimming lessons from 2 to 4. And he only went during the summer.
I think that's good. Your kids should, they should learn how to swim.
My kid still doesn't know how to swim.
But like, there's just something about seeing a video of a literal infant, like,
dude, yeah, he's like, his neck's like trying to
flip over to the other side. It's terrifying. It gives me like a panic attack. I don't like it. I don't like the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
I know that it's smart because you teach your kids how to swim, but still,
you're not even teaching them how to swim. You're teaching them how to survive at that point. It's like throwing them in the wilderness and being like, okay, survive today. I'll be back. It's literally what they're doing. They're throwing them to the wolves and hoping that they come up to the surface.
Well, I think at that point, how do they teach the kids to flip over?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They had to do it, how many times to
teach them, hey, this way is where the air is.
Yeah, because you can't teach an infant. It's not an infant, let's be honest. It's not an infant.
But it's a baby.
It's a baby.
Like under a year old.
Yeah, 9 months to about 12.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
That's so
I wouldn't have done it. I mean, if I could afford it, maybe, but because swimming lessons are not cheap. Thank goodness ours was covered by insurance.
Oh, that's nice.
Because she was an occupational therapist.
Oh, nice.
But for swim.
That's good.
So during the summer, she only saw him during the summer. She's fantastic people. Shout out to Kids Being Kids in Maumelle, Arkansas.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Go ahead.
Okay. My next one is neutral tones as a home core or aesthetic is ugly.
I agree.
I used to be the biggest, like, I want everything in my house to be like white and like cream and like.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let me say this a different way. I love basic colors in a home, but if everything that you own is white, I hate it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
have
don't
some
like
plants or some pictures up on the wall that have some color, or some pillows on your couch or something that has some color.
Yeah. I'm just like, how do you keep it clean?
Well, it just all is one dimensional.
Yeah.
I
have no
biggest,
style, so I don't know.
I used to love it because I was like, oh man, that's so chic and so like I was really into the beige.
Half the couches look uncomfortable too.
They do. They look like cardboard.
Yeah. I'm sure they're like a couple grand, but like they look.
No, yeah.
I like that new what's that new fabric called? It's not new, I'm sure, but it's like it's in style now.
Plush?
No. You know that couch? Did you see that TikTok?
The cloud couch?
No, but I would love to sit on that.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like it in black though. That TikTok of the girl that found the $8,000 couch on the side of the road.
Oh my gosh.
The blue one.
And did you see the post where the guy was, is this where you're
Yeah,
going?
come to find out that it wasn't true.
It was fake.
Yeah, his thing was fake.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I did.
According to like something. But I remember seeing that his video, or he didn't have the facts right, because they were like, we set it out for 10 minutes and she was like, it was out there for hours.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I like that. The look.
The style of it.
Yeah.
It's so different.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
I like the color of it a whole lot.
There's a TikTok girl that does random, like, weird designs in her house.
Oh.
I'll send you some of her stuff. I follow her. But it's very interesting. I would never. But I like black. I like black. I want all black and dark woods.
It's because you can do so much with it.
Yeah.
And it's, like, easy to... It looks clean all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Doesn't show, like, scuff marks on the wall and stuff.
Yep. I like it. Okay.
But like navy or forest green.
Navy is really growing on me here lately.
And like golds.
I used to hate navy. I'm still not a big fan of golds.
My house looks like a frat house,
navy.
but if it didn't, it'd be black walls with navy accents, or a navy wall, like a dark blue navy.
Oh yeah.
And then pops of like a black couch or something with like gold pillows or something, or like metal accents.
That's cute.
I don't like the farmhouse look. I don't like stuff like that.
I like the farmhouse look. I love the farmhouse look.
I like dark. I like it dark.
I like dark wood.
Yeah.
I like dark wood.
I don't really like light wood, even though half the wood in my house is light. But
what's your next one, Ashley?
Beer tastes like ass.
I think certain beers I like.
I haven't found a beer I liked.
I like the Angry Orchard, which I know it's a
those
cider.
Are okay.
I know it's a cider,
those aren't
but
that bad.
It does taste like beer
them,
to me. But I like those. I
tried a pear beer once. It was pretty good.
I really like Michelob Ultra, but everything else kind of tastes like pee.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, like everyone's like, well, you have to acquire a taste for it, and I'm like, why would you want to drink something that you have to like learn to love it? You know what I mean?
No,
like everyone says that. Like everyone's like, well, when you get older, you'll learn to love it, like coffee. And I'm like, why would you want to learn to love something that you're consuming?
Yeah, just like it already.
If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Right.
So why force yourself to like something?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that heavy.
But yeah, that was it.
Okay. Let's see. Golden Oreos are better than original Oreos.
I've never had a golden.
Oh my gosh.
We've talked about this before, not on the pod, but
golden Oreos are better in my opinion than original. Furthermore, the cookie is better than the cream.
I don't know about that. I like the cream.
I wish that they just sold like a bag of just the Oreo cookies without the cream. Because the cream, like, it's just too sugary. But the cookies, I'll eat those all day, every day.
Yeah. My niece is going through something right now. She just sent me like a paragraph of it.
Do we want to pause it?
No. I'm just like, talk to your dad. It's just funny because she's a teenager and she's just going through it.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah.
I like the cookie.
Yeah, it's okay. Lately, I don't know if it's my teeth, but Oreos, I like the s'mores Oreos the best.
Those are good. I can only eat so many because my teeth are so sensitive.
Yes, I can. I'm like someone that something's never too sweet for me.
Oh,
Like, it's
gosh.
rare when something's sweet for me. Like, I'm talking rare.
Really?
Yeah, like, I don't know if it's because I just have a sweet tooth.
Maybe.
Nothing. I don't know what it feels like to say this is too sweet. Like, I don't know what that feels
It
like.
physically hurts my teeth.
Now, with an Oreo lately, if I eat an Oreo, I can feel the grains of sugar on my teeth. And it's only Oreos. And it's only the Oreos in the mini packs. It's not like if I pull an Oreo out
of the package, it's only in the small, like, containers of it.
Yeah. Like the 4 packs.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I bought some from Sam's. I don't know if it's the batch, but like
maybe
it like I could feel the sugar grains on my teeth.
Mix the cream like enough.
It wasn't the cream, it's in the cookie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ew.
And you can sometimes see the sugar on the cookies, like the clear pieces of sugar.
No, what?
Yeah.
I don't eat Oreos that often, so
Yeah.
to be honest.
But I'm a big fan of the mega stuff.
Oh,
Oreos.
Yeah.
But I think I would like the golden because I prefer the s'mores and their golden Oreos.
You would like the
So I guess I
Oreos.
have had golden.
Yeah. If golden Oreos, I can eat no matter what. Original Oreos, I have to have milk.
Ew.
I have to have
I don't
milk.
like milk.
Milk with an Oreo though?
Blech.
Oh man.
I do like cookies and cream ice cream.
I love milk if I'm eating something chocolate. Like if I'm eating chocolate cake, I gotta have milk. But like people who drink milk and eat spaghetti, I don't. Like, how are you just drinking a glass of milk at
pineapple
dinner?
and milk. Bleh.
Huh?
Pineapples and milk.
Burke?
I know.
I'd never heard of that until we talked about it on our last podcast. So if you guys haven't listened to the last podcast, you probably should, so you know what we're talking about. Okay. You got another one?
Yeah. Sorry, I got like stupid family drama.
No.
Anyway, okay. Homework doesn't help kids as much as teachers like to think.
Period.
I think this one we can go quickly on because
We could really get
if I was
into
a teacher, I would never give my students homework. It's a waste of time. And here's the thing. You give a student homework.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're doing is practicing what you taught today. If that kid's doing it wrong for 10 problems straight,
they're
teaching themselves wrong.
Right.
So the next day, they're just going to be
confused.
So, yeah. So it's like
that, or
we're not teachers
when they're at home.
Students are not teachers.
Yeah.
So you cannot teach yourself certain things. Like, it's just not fair to the students. Like, and I will freaking die on this hill.
Yeah.
Because when it was COVID and I had to stay home with my son and teach him, I'm sorry, I'm not a teacher.
Well, that's a thing. Like, a lot of parents,
I'm not trained in it. So
right.
I like props to the teachers, but like, do not send that work home to students. Like, because especially math.
If they're confused, they're just going to be confused at home. Like with
no one to teach them.
Like a whiz at math or something.
Literally, like Giacomo had homework last year.
Mm-hmm.
And because he was out sick or something, I don't remember. He doesn't have homework, but they sent home a packet of work for him to do. I think it was during like AMI days or whatever those are called.
Yeah.
And it was literally math. And I wrote a note to the teacher on the paper. I don't know how to do this, so we didn't do it. I'm not going to sit here and do it wrong. And I get he's in 3rd grade and I couldn't figure it out. But like,
what was it? Do you mind me asking? Look, I'm not a math wizard.
Dude, no, it was something I've never seen in my life.
What are they teaching in the 3rd grade?
I have never seen it in my life. It was like the number 98, and it was like how many, and it had like the 9 underlined, and I don't remember what it wanted from that 9. But then it had the next number was 27, and then it had the 7 underlined.
Was it like prime numbers or something?
I don't even know if those
idea.
are
prime numbers.
I have no idea. I'm just made those numbers up. I have no clue. All I know is that I wrote her a note and I said we didn't do it because I don't know how to do it.
Did they ever like say anything back? Or
nope.
Did they just take it as it was?
They took it as it was.
That's good. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just no. Period. That's it. We'll stay on this topic forever because I agree. It's not teaching them anything.
It's not. It's lazy to me.
I've got a couple more, but
I get if you have like a project or like a
yes, yeah,
or if you didn't finish something in class, like a reading assignment. Okay, I get that. Like stuff they can self-teach. Yeah, but like your chemistry homework and no. Studying, like even in college, like there was things that they gave me and I'm like, why am I doing this at home when I should be learning this in class? Studying
is one thing, but doing like worksheets.
Yeah.
Where if somebody's already confused, they're not going to help themselves by doing it without their teacher there. Doesn't make that much sense. So, okay. Okay. The last one that I'll say is Great Value mac and cheese is better than Kraft.
No.
Specifically, there's different Great Value ones, and it's specifically the one that's called Thick and Creamy. Way better than Kraft mac and cheese.
You know what's better than Great Value and Kraft mac and cheese?
What?
Kroger brand. Kroger brand has fantastic mac and cheese.
Do they?
Yeah.
I did have
not like the Kraft in the blue box. I'm talking like the Velveeta kind.
I have a piggyback to this one that goes hand in hand with the Velveeta. The Velveeta shells.
Ew.
I hate them.
I hate them too.
Shells.
It has to be a elbow.
Elbows are way better than shells. And let me tell you why. Listen up, people. I got nothing against the shells themselves. A noodle is a noodle.
Yeah.
But what happens is, specifically with the Velveeta shells, so much cheese sauce gets inside of the shell that it's too cheesy. There is such a thing.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think the shells get too soggy. Like they're too mushy.
Yeah.
In elbow is just like it holds the sauce good, and I like it more saucy.
It's more firm noodle.
Yeah, it's more a firm noodle.
Yes.
Personally, I like an egg, the spiral noodles, the egg noodles.
Oh, egg noodles?
And I like spaghetti noodles in like fettuccine Alfredo. I don't use fettuccine. I use spaghetti.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what I really like?
What?
Chicken spaghetti.
I love chicken spaghetti.
Okay, well, I think that's about it for me on the unpopular opinions.
I still got a couple.
Oh, go over them then. Let's go.
Beyonce's overrated.
Oh, yep, I agree. Look,
people stand her too much.
She's so talented, like incredibly talented, but the hype is so like some of people's lives are like all.
Okay, so we had some technical difficulties, so some of it got cut. So we talked for like 30 minutes. Anyway, so back to my list. Anyway, Beyonce's overrated. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I agree. I love her. She's so talented, but
she is very talented. But like,
got a beautiful voice, but like,
there's so many better artists out there.
Sorry, Beyonce. Sorry to the Beehive.
Okay, pouring hot water on your windshield to clear the ice will not crack it.
What?
I'm saying that. I don't believe it will.
Hot water?
Hot water, like boiling water.
Oh, Ashley, no. It absolutely will.
I don't believe it. Never happened to me.
Are you boiling water?
I've done it. I have done it.
That's so bad.
Not boiling, but like hot water from the sink.
That's so bad.
It's never happened. Okay, next one. Musicals are just awful. I hate musicals. Everything about a musical. The only musical really I will like is Across the Universe.
I know you're going to say that.
That's the only one.
That's so sad to me because I am a musical theater kid.
It puts me in a bad mood. Like you put like Glee and shit on. I'm instantly bad mood.
No. Back it up, sister. Because
I just meant like anything that has singing in it. It's an instant bad mood for me. Even Disney movies.
Glee gets old, but musical theater is funny.
Hate it. Okay, another unpopular opinion. Shout out to, and I have a lot of friends in musical theater. Like, do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
The most annoying people on the planet.
Yeah, I was never in musical theater because I wasn't either. I did yearbooks. That was like my next option.
But like those friends, I have a bunch of friends that were in musical theater. Love y'all to death, but I cannot stand like over dramatic.
It's a personality type.
It is. It's like I love them, but like the over dramatics and the theater and the
fearless.
Yeah, like the way they move and the way they.
Do you see the TikToks when it's like the kids that just got done with their final show at Denny's at 3 a.m. and they're just like singing in the Denny's? Like that is Ashley.
No,
that's it. Like they just.
No, absolutely not. I can't stand it. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Musical theater kids are an ick. But music, like actual professional musical theater, oh my gosh, I eat it up. I eat it up.
Nope. I don't like dance recitals. I don't like anything like that.
A dance recital is not musical theater.
I know, but anything in a theater grosses me out.
I bet you would like. I bet I could show you some musicals and might change your mind. Yeah, I think I would.
I can guarantee you, unless I'm high as a kite, I'm not into it.
Maybe.
I don't know what makes me think of this, but God, where was my thought process just going? It was this happens every episode. I'll think of something and then I get like
trails off.
Yeah. Oh, okay. TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, you know, like those anime, like the e-girl, or like they go like
like the Musically stuff where they're like moving their body.
I cringe. It gives me the ick.
It makes me do this. It makes me go. Like,
yeah,
I get a cold chill.
I hate it.
It's when they move like an animatronic, and I'm like,
yes,
that's so cringy. That's so cringy.
I hate it.
They're musical theater kids.
Like, I hated in school when they made you go watch the school's plays.
Oh, I loved it.
I hated it.
You did?
Yes, I was so bored.
Okay, maybe then you won't like it, musical theater at all.
I hated it.
I bet you'd like Book of Mormon. It's so funny. I'm telling you, Ashley.
The look on my face.
It's so... I've never seen you make that look before.
Everything so I hate.
Hilarious.
Oh my gosh, today we were at Walmart. Me and my niece were at Walmart earlier. And we're going down the aisle or whatever. And this Amish couple comes around the corner.
Really?
Yeah. Straight up Amish.
Oh, wow.
And she does this. She looks at me. I know people can't see me, but she looks at me and she goes, and I was like, I looked at Heidi and I was like, did she just look at me like that? Like,
oh, I thought you were saying Heidi was looking at me.
No,
like
the Amish lady. She was about my age, maybe. And her husband and their 2 babies. And they're all dressed Amish.
What were they doing in a Walmart?
I have no idea, but she judged me so hardcore. Jocelyn was at the end of the buggy, like riding the buggy. And she came around that corner and she looked me up and down and had the nastiest look on her face.
Should have snatched the bonnet up off her head.
Yeah, I looked at Heidi and I was like, did that just happen? Like, the way she looked at me as if I was like hell on wheels. Like,
what are they doing in a Walmart? You should have looked her up and down like, what are you doing in a Walmart, lady?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen a show. Like, I know there's shows on it.
Against what they're for?
I have no idea. But all I know is that it was like, I'm sure they're Amish. They had to have been Amish.
Maybe
like, there's
Mennonite.
no way. I have no idea.
Mennonite.
They were dressed like from the 1800s.
They could have been Mennonite. I think Mennonite's a little bit different than Amish.
I've never heard that word in my life.
It's close to like the Amish people.
Anyway, she glared at me and I was like, I know this bitch. Like, I will fight you in Walmart. Like,
why such a dirty look? Like,
I have no idea. I don't know if it's because Jocelyn was riding on the buggy.
And she was like judging you because he was on the buggy?
I don't know. But the way she looked me up and down, I looked at Heidi and I was like, did you see that? Like, and Heidi was like, yeah.
For somebody else to notice it too.
Yes. I was like, she hardcore looked at me like, she looked at me like I don't know.
Killed somebody.
No, it was like with disgust. Like, not so much you killed somebody, but like I was like, the Scarlet Letter. Oh. Like, I had the A on my shirt. I was the town whore.
Not the Scarlet Letter.
I was the town whore. That's how she looked at me.
She does not know you. Ugh. Jeez Louise. Just another reason why I hate going into Walmart, because people are going to look at you all crazy.
People stink in Walmart too. I cannot stand walking behind people and I can be 6 feet behind them, like COVID restrictions.
No, you know what grinds my gears about Walmart? It's not so much the smell. I mean, look, I don't like it when people stink, but whatever. It's when you're going up down the aisles, people, have you never driven a car? On the right side, like, follow like you're driving a car. People are all in the aisles, like zigzagging.
Do you remember during COVID when the aisles had arrows on them where you can only go a certain way down the aisles? Did I follow those? Nay.
That's a deep memory. I totally forgot about that until just now.
Yeah.
Do you remember when
COVID was a time? We should do a podcast on just COVID.
Do you remember when you had to stand out line to be let in the Walmart?
Yes.
That was wild.
Dude,
That was
COVID
wild.
was wild. Especially because I was home.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
It does, but it really wasn't.
No.
And it was just so like to think that we lived through that. It's just unpopular. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but this is about to get political again, I guess. I believe COVID's always been around and it's been like a strain. Everyone thought they had the flu or something.
Like a strain of the flu.
Yes, but it's been like, it was like a COVID. I don't know science. So I could be completely wrong. But like the COVID happened in March.
Of 2020.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I got really, really, really sick in September and I tested negative for everything. And me and some other people were talking about it and we were convinced because it was the same COVID symptoms because I've had COVID twice.
Yeah.
So it was the same symptoms, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear to God, I had COVID in September and COVID didn't really spike until March.
Yeah.
So I think it's always been around to an extent, but like maybe it just got worse. Like a bad strain of it went around.
Maybe.
Because there's no way of knowing for sure if it was around or not.
No.
Like, I don't know science, so I don't know how they came up with COVID. Like, did one day they just tested somebody?
I'll look it up.
And it was like, oh, we're going to name this COVID. Like, you know what I mean?
How did COVID-19 begin?
Something about pigs or something, right? Or an animal, cow, or...
Okay, this is from, I don't know. This is
Again,
from
I'm ignorant,
a
but...
.edu website.
Okay, so that's factual.
So it says, maybe the best evidence we have for a natural origin is that's historically the way most disease outbreaks, epidemics, or pandemic happens, through zoonotic spillover events, animal to human transmission.
Yeah.
So
what animal was it? Do we know?
everybody at first was saying it was like bats or something. Oh, look, the CDC has a COVID-19 timeline.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so December 12th of 2019, a cluster of patients in China's Hubei province in the city of Wuhan began to experience symptoms of an atypical pneumonia-like illness that does not respond well to standard treatments. And then about 2 weeks later, the World Health Organization's country office in China is informed of several more cases like that. All initial cases seem connected to the Huanan seafood wholesale market. So all of the people that got this kind of had been connected to going or visiting or buying something from this market, I guess. Let's see.
That's crazy.
January 1st of 2020, the Huanan seafood wholesale market in Wuhan is closed amid worries in China of a reprise of the 2002 to 2004 severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus or SARS-CoV-1 outbreak.
So has it always been a thing and they knew about it and it just came back?
I think that it's
not new.
I think that the virus itself probably has always been a thing, but it evolves, right?
Oh, here's
It's
another
like
thing.
an illness.
Here's another thing. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion or not, but not to get political again, but it's about COVID. I think everybody's had COVID. I think every single person has had COVID. I just think some people didn't show symptoms. There's no way that like...
Because you can have it not show
like, for
symptoms.
instance, I've had it twice, but no one else in my house has had it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
They've gotten sick, but...
But didn't test positive for COVID.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but I think everybody has had COVID at least once. I think every single person has had it at least once.
It was such a huge outbreak.
Yeah, everybody was getting it.
Do you remember when there was no more toilet paper in the stores?
Oh my God. Or water or bread or...
I worked in a grocery store when that was happening, and people would come in all the time and ask if we one time got this huge shipment. If it was nothing but toilet paper, like on trucks. And we would just unload these pallets of just toilet paper.
Why? I don't get the toilet paper. People weren't having the shits with COVID.
I think that they were...
just worried that the stores would close down.
What tipped it off? That's
like,
my question.
my thing is like, I would buy more rags than anything because if like it got to the point where if you weren't allowed to leave the house and the grocery stores closed down, I would reuse rags and wash them.
Yeah.
If it got to that point, or like make cloth wipes.
Yeah. Just like you know how they have those like really thin like baby
This is when
washcloths?
Yes, this is when the cloth wipe community came to shine.
Yeah.
Or the diaper cloth. Oh my God, I hate people. Look, if you do diaper cloths,
Cloth diapers.
Whatever. Cloth diapers, more power to you. But I'm going to tell you right now, I worked in a daycare for 5 years, and we had, if you do them properly, I think they're great. But we had one lady, and I don't remember your name, lady, but she would come in and she said, you should only be going through one cloth diaper a day. And this was a nursery.
What?
You should only change it if they poop. And I'm like, excuse me?
So the cloth just absorbs all the pee? Or like, how does that
work? I guess. So what I would change is multiple times a day, because in a daycare, you're supposed to change a diaper once an hour. They time you. Once an hour, you have to change a diaper. Unless it's soiled already, then you change it as many times as you want.
Or something, right?
This kid would have a rash every Monday, bleeding rash. I'm talking every single Monday. You know, I don't work for a daycare anymore. I could tell the story. Every single Monday would come in with a rash. We'd have it cleared up by Friday.
Because over the weekend, they were
we'd clear it up by Friday. That 9-month-old would come back in Monday morning with another rash.
That's terrible.
And it was bleeding. That's how bad the rash is. And I reported it because this child was not in the custody of their parents.
Oh, really?
I reported it multiple times and not shit was done about it. That's all I'm going to say, is because it's considered hygiene, and you cannot punish somebody because of their hygiene.
Yeah.
DHS will not do anything because of hygiene. Like I heard a story, and I've seen it happen too, but there was a story of a kid who left on Friday, a baby.
Was this at your daycare or just you heard?
No, this was at my daycare.
Uh-huh.
They, I'm probably going to get sued, but they put a initial in Sharpie on the front and the inside of the diaper on the front. Came back on Monday, same initial on the diaper.
Kidding?
They reported it to DHS, and DHS said it's considered a hygiene, so we cannot do anything regarding that.
That's so weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know how factual that is about hygienes, but I did report this. The one that I had about the cloth diapers, I did report it.
Nothing got done.
Nothing was done about it. Because like CASA, so like when there's a kid that's in state custody, you get assigned a CASA worker. I applied for CASA because I think they do amazing work.
Dax Shepard's mother does CASA.
Yeah.
Have you listened to his podcast?
I have listened to his podcast. I didn't know that, but I think me and you have talked about it before. But I applied for CASA. Love it. They do great work. I think it's fantastic. It's a selfless job. Like,
right. It's great.
They don't get paid. They literally just do it out of their own time.
Right.
Now, just like police, just like teachers, there's always going to be a bad egg in the bunch.
Yeah.
So in CASA, you're supposed to lay your eyes on the child at least once a month. Visit their home, make sure the home's got food, whatever.
Yeah.
Go to their daycare so you have to set your eyes on the child at least once a month. At least that's what it was back then. And I told the CASA lady, because they'd come to the daycare because it's just easier during the day, during business hours.
Yeah.
They'd come to the daycare, and I straight up told her one day, I was like, this is what's happening, and I think it's wrong, and I don't think they're taking care of the child. And she was like, okay, whatever. Nothing came of it.
So the kid was in like custody of the state?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
Yep. Same child. And then they ended up adopting this child, which they did take good care. Like, don't get me wrong. Everything else they did great. She was fed. She was bathed. She was like
happy kid,
just a good kid. Like, she was only like 9 months old. So she's not like,
right.
Like, I don't know if they're like beating her, but like she didn't have bruises. She wasn't scraped up. She was fed. Every time she saw them, she was happy. Like, they were loving people.
Right.
But I'm sorry, but your choice of your hygiene choice of letting your kids sit and piss all day just because you don't want to wash multiple cloth diapers.
Get an infection or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
UTIs, and it's not fair to the child. I'm sorry, but like,
it's not.
Yeah, it used to, I could go on about that.
I don't like that.
A lot of injustices in daycares.
Yeah.
I love daycares. Don't get me wrong. A good daycare is a good daycare, but there are some things like.
But a bad daycare is
I'll tell a story.
Daycare.
I'm going to tell a story.
Tell it.
James is probably going to get mad at me for telling this story, but I'm going to freaking tell it. So the reason why I left daycare, there was a mom who had a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. Now, in the state of Arkansas, they have to be in a car seat from the ages of 6 or 60 pounds. If they're 6 or 60 pounds, they can be out of the car seat.
Okay.
A 3-year-old is not 60 pounds.
Right.
A 4-year-old not 60 pounds. These 2 children were not 60 pounds at all. And to be in a booster seat, from my understanding, you have to be 4 and up to be in a booster seat.
Okay.
It could be even higher than that. I don't know. But at the time, the law was that they had to be in a car seat. Well, this mom drove a brand new Camaro, or the 2-door one. What's the Camaro? Is that the 2-door?
Oh, girl, I have no clue.
Anyway, it's
No
a 2-door
clue.
sportsy car or whatever. So the kid had mentioned to me in class that, I don't remember how it came up, but she mentioned that she doesn't have a car seat. She's 3, just turned 3.
Oh, wow.
She didn't have a car seat. So I was like, that ain't gonna fly. Like, I'm the type that if I see an injustice, I'm gonna say something.
Well, especially the kids involved.
Yes, because I will not sleep at night knowing if that car got in a car accident and that kid died because she was not in a car seat.
Right.
So anyway, so one of us, when the mom pulled in one day, went outside, looked in the car, no car seats. So, and we had a police officer that came in all the time to say hi to the kids.
Oh.
So I went to the officer and I said, hey, this is what's going on, because I'm a mandated reporter and I reported it.
Right.
And I said, this is what's going on. She does not have a car seat. And they're like, okay, we'll take care of it. Okay, no big deal. They did nothing. Next officer comes in, different officer, and I tell them, this is like within like a couple weeks of each other.
Right.
The officer's like, okay, we'll take care of it. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'm not going to report it to DHS because she was a good mom. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, she was a good.
But
like,
the kids didn't have car seats.
it gets
They were-
worse. It gets worse.
Oh, no.
So I say she's a good mom, but she, hopefully, there's people that are friends with her I know on my Facebook, so I feel kind of bad talking about it, but whatever. She, so anyway, the officer, I guess, follows her around for a week in her car, and she notices an officer has been following her around.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if I can pull the messages up.
Oh,
But she, let me see if I still have them.
tell me that she did not confront you.
She did.
Oh, Ashley.
She 100% did. I think she deleted her Facebook, so I don't have the messages anymore. And I'll tell you why she deleted her Facebook.
Oh, God.
I still have the messages. Look at that. Anyway, okay, I'll get to that. I'm not going to read them, but I'll like paraphrase them. But so the officer follows her around for a week. She notices. So her and her husband switch vehicles. Officer pulls her over about a week later, and the kids are in booster seats because they notice an officer had been following them. They put them in booster seats. I mean, that's my assumption.
Yeah.
Because we looked in the car and there was nothing.
Right.
So there might have been booster seats and we just missed it because booster seats are really tiny, like whatever.
Yeah.
And she sent me a picture of them in the booster seat, might I add. So the officer pulls her over and they're in a booster seat. Officer doesn't know, I guess, the law. I don't know anything about that part. Again, I'm not an attorney. I don't know the law.
Right.
I just know that a 3-year-old should not, just turned 3-year-old should not be in a booster seat. They're not made for that. Like they're not
too tiny.
They're too small to be in a booster. They should be in a
car seat.
a 3-piece or
Like facing
a harness.
forward.
Yes.
Yes.
So anyway, the officer was like, I guess, caught off guard. Again, I wasn't there, but the officer was caught off guard and was like, oh, well, so-and-so reported that you didn't have.
He name dropped?
Name dropped. She name dropped. It was a she. Name dropped. And next thing you know, I get a message from this mother.
That is
the story gets worse.
crazy.
No, the story gets worse. So she's like, my daughter do have car seats, blah, 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 blah. She's 4 legally. She's days away from 6. Okay, so her daughter was away from 6, but so-and-so was almost 4. No, she wasn't. She just turned 3. And blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I truly apologize. Like, I responded back. I was like, I truly apologize. She mentioned she doesn't have a car seat and legally I have to report it. That's what I told her.
Yeah.
And I said, I do apologize.
mandated
And when I
reporter.
report it, I told them you're a good parent and I don't want anything to happen. This is, again, I was young. So like I was kissing her ass. And I was like, they said it would just be a warning and I'm truly sorry, but I had to report it. I don't know if something happens to a child, I could be the one at fault. Because if something happened to that child and they found out I knew about it, I could be held responsible because I'm a mandated reporter.
Right, right.
So then I'm not going to read it, but she sent me like 1, 2, 3, 5 messages. She's like, I'm stopping by the police department to talk with the mayor about you. And I'm reporting you to DHS because all you do is yell at kids all day. And
Girl.
all this stuff. Like she just went off on me, right? Fast forward 6 months. She makes the kids leave the daycare. And let's just say people got upset with me because I reported it. So I said, you know what? You're not going to have my back. I'm going to quit. So I quit.
Yeah.
I put my 2 weeks in. Love that place. I love everybody that worked there. Nobody was mean to me. They weren't like hating on me for doing it. They were just like, you caused a lot of problems.
Not supportive of the.
Yeah.
You're a
When a parent comes in there
reporter.
screaming at them, they're going to come back at me and be like, why did you do this?
Because I had to report it.
Yeah.
Hello.
So anyway, fast forward 6 months. And again, all these kids that I'm talking about, I've been there for 5 years. So I had them from newborn to the age of 5.
Toddlers. Yeah.
So I was very close with a lot of these parents. And fast forward 6 months, the news article comes out. She's arrested, the mother, for embezzling $500,000 from her local heating and air company. Mugshot and everything.
If that is not karma, I don't know.
I
what
posted it
is.
on Facebook.
No.
I posted on Facebook and I said, karma's a bitch.
Oh.
That car, that brand new car she had and everything, $500,000 she embezzled. I wonder if. I wonder if she got. I know she was charged. I don't know whatever came of it.
Justin Timberlake said it best. What goes around comes around. Golly. Embezzling funds?
Yeah. 500,000 embezzled.
That's so crazy. Good on you for reporting it, though. I don't understand why people weren't like having your back.
And you guys can Google this.
Oh.
Okay, 500. Okay, 500,000 embezzlement victims of Cabot. You can't fathom the scale. Yep, it has her name and everything in here. I wonder if I can find her mugshot.
Oh my gosh, Ashley.
Check the video for the mugshot. Just kidding. Oh yeah, here's her mugshot.
Oh my gosh.
Karma, man. For you to come at me like that. And I believe you me. I completely understand she was upset. Because that's embarrassing. I can't imagine being pulled over and have that happen to you. Like, sure. I did understand. And that's why I apologized to her. But I am at the end of the day, I'm a mandated reporter and I'm going to report it.
Right. Well, you have the children's welfare, like,
yes,
at heart. Not only are you mandated, you're made to report it if you see something wrong.
Yeah.
But you don't want these kids to suffer or be hurt because their parents made a choice.
And like I said, she was a great mom.
What I mean?
And I might add, she was the mom in the daycare. She was known as the mom. At Christmas, she bought you a Scentsy, a huge bag of just stuff.
Oh, wow.
But according to the law enforcement, they showed up at her house and she had a shit ton of cash in her safe. She was writing checks out to herself at the bank and cashing them. Over $500,000 worth of checks.
How, like, I just don't understand. How do you think you get away with that?
Yes. And and they were confused because they were about to retire. Like it says in the articles, you can Google it, people.
I'm reading the article right now.
They say that they were wanting to retire, but for some reason they just couldn't get the funds to retire. And they couldn't understand where the money was going.
Yeah.
So they looked into it, and sure enough, she cashed all these checks made out to herself.
That were business checks.
Her husband divorced her like that. I mean, I'm sure he had to been in on it. I mean, there's no way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
how do you just not know where all this money's coming from?
Yeah. I feel bad for the kids. I don't know if she still has her kids. I don't know if she's in jail. I don't know anything. But she's still got Facebook because she just popped up on my messages. For 15 likes, I'll read the message.
No. No.
I mean, I feel bad to an extent because I get the embarrassment, but then again, like, put your kids in a harness car seat.
Yeah.
I will stand by that.
Oh my God. What a story.
Yeah. It would happen to me. And I went to James. And I was like, should I report this officer? Because I was like, I asked them to stay anonymous and they name dropped me.
Yeah.
Out of the 30 employees at the daycare, she knew to come straight to me.
Right.
And it was unfair. And I don't think my name should have been. I don't know if that officer's still an officer. If she's listening to this, you can go screw yourself. You know who you are.
You shouldn't name drop if somebody reports something.
No, not. I think it's against some rule of some kind. Again, I don't have proof that she name dropped me.
Right.
But she knew exactly out of the 30 people who worked with me to message directly me.
Yeah. Yep. It just irks me that your coworkers didn't have your back. Like,
it's not that they didn't have my back. I don't want to say that because I'm still friends with a lot of them. It's not that they didn't have my back. I just made their job a lot harder that week or for a long time because one, they removed the child from my class.
right.
And so that was fine. I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
she was mad at me. But it's the fact that, like, I felt as if she were to come in and scream at me, nobody would have stopped her. And that's where I drew the line, where I was like, I did the right thing. And I'm not being treated as if I did the right thing.
Right. Right.
It's easier to,
Place blame on the person.
like, for instance, I saw, this is like daycare horror stories, but it's not the daycare's problem. It's the parents.
Yeah.
We had a grandma come and pick up one time. Oh, and this is another kid that came in with the same clothes on every single day. Soiled. Dad dropped him off. It was only dad. Mom was barely in the picture.
Yeah.
Dad dropped him off every single day in the same diaper we sent him home in the day before. Same clothes.
How?
So every day he came in, we gave him a bath in the sink,
Yeah.
changed his diaper, and changed his clothes. And
That breaks my heart.
his clothes are soiled, like wet.
Yeah.
And he one day the grandma was a good grandma. The grandma was very clean, very like every time she brought him in, he was in new clothes, like
Taken care of.
very taken care of.
Yeah.
Well, when you have a baby in the nursery, you're supposed to leave the car seat. So if mom picks up, she has a car seat. If dad picks up, he has a car seat. So you
Right.
leave the car seat at the daycare.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, this child's dad did not leave the car seat this day, or mom dropped off for the first time in like millions of years. I know the mom too. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
know the mom personally, but
Right.
she just was not involved like she should have been. And the dad was checked out, but they had their own drama. But grandma picked up one day and car seat was not left behind. And she said, is his car seat not here? And I was like, no, it's not. And she was like, oh, okay. She picks him up.
What do you
I
do with that
watch
baby?
her put him in her lap and drive off.
The baby.
A baby, a 9-month-old.
What?
Yep. And then I went to say something about it, and I was told, I said, you don't know if she didn't have a car seat in her trunk. And I was like, I watched her.
Get in the car and drive away with the baby in her lap.
Yep. Who knows? She could have lived a block away, but it's the point. It's
Doesn't
against the law,
matter.
and it's not right.
No.
You call your son and tell him to come up here with the damn car seat before you
Yeah.
leave.
That stuff really.
And it's not the daycare's
bothers
fault.
me.
Like that's what I'm saying. Everyone hates daycares. That is not the daycare. That is poor parenting.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, really, what can the daycare do? They can't be like.
DHS is strict as hell, y'all. If your daycare's not following DHS guidelines, that's on the management. That is not on anybody else. And you just need to go into a daycare and just observe. Read that handbook and then walk in just randomly one day and observe. Be like, hey, can I get a tour? And just look around. And if they're not following it, then don't put your kid there. And you can go to the DHS website and it lists every single thing they've ever been written up on. And here's the thing. You know what? I don't work in daycare. I'm gonna say all this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can look up, and I've been written up by DHS. I'm not perfect. I've been written up by DHS.
I used to work for a daycare, and I want to look and see what they've been written up for because I know they have.
Yeah, you can look up to see what they're been written up for. I did get written up once by DHS.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll tell the story really quickly.
That's at your discretion.
Oh, I didn't do anything bad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was, some of it got knocked off because she threatened to sue DHS or something. Not sue DHS, but like threaten legal action. She was like, okay, so I was a daycare van driver.
Oh, wow.
And this is my own fault. I was young. I was like 20, 21.
Uh-huh.
And I was the only van driver of this van, obviously. I was the only adult in the van. And we went to the movies for a field trip.
Oh, yeah.
And a parent was calling our director saying, hey, I'm coming up to the movie theater to pick up my kid. So the director called me to let me know. The van was in park, still running, but the van was in park. And I had my phone out and I just glanced at it, put it back down. No big deal. I got the text. She texted me and I just read it, put it back down.
Yeah.
We got out of the van. This is where I messed up. We got out of the van. I counted, whatever. I didn't push the button at the back of the van. You have to push. There's a button at the back of the van. You have to push every time a kid gets off. That's my own fault. That was me being stupid. I didn't do it.
A button to the, like every time a kid leaves the van, you have to push it?
No, like when all the kids get off the van, you have to get in the van, go all the way to the back of the van, and there's a button. So it's so you check to make sure there's no kids asleep in the back seat and you leave them in a hot car.
Gotcha. Okay.
I didn't do that because I was the only adult. And I did not want to leave them in a parking lot unattended, getting into a van.
Right.
Whatever. So then we go inside, we go to the movies, come back out. I'm walking towards the van. DHS, 2 ladies come out running towards me. And I'm like, what the and I'm talking, there's like maybe 10 other daycares at this, but they beelined for me.
Right.
So we think something was happening. Like we think something behind closed doors was happening because they beelined for me. I got written up for using my cell phone in the presence of children. And I got written up for not pushing the button.
Did they tell you that when the workers were there? Like when they came up to you, they were just like,
oh, yeah.
Here's what's going on.
And here's the thing. They come up to you and they say, how many kids do you have? You tell them. Who's your oldest and your youngest? Okay. Then they make you call roll while standing there. And I had a kid on there that was nonverbal. And he clearly, like, he had, like, not Down syndrome, but he had, I'm uneducated. I don't remember what he had, but he was nonverbal and but he was like my little BFF. He sat right behind me. I made sure he was okay because he has like panic attacks and freaks out and stuff like that. So, I was calling his name and he wasn't answering and I was getting in trouble for it. And I looked at her and I was like, he's nonverbal. Like he can't. And she was like, oh, well, they were just mean ladies. Like they were mean. And I got written up. I sobbed my whole way back to the daycare.
Right.
And, I pulled in and I had to tell my boss what happened. Cause when you get written up, you get written up. That's a big deal at a daycare.
Right.
And I'm sure you can look it up and see that I was written up for this, but, she fought it. She fought it hard because she was like, no, she was the only adult. The director was calling her. It had nothing to do that my phone was in the car. Nothing like that. It was purely because my cell phone was out and showing in front of children. You cannot have a cell phone in front of children. Mm. And I got written up for it and they took that one off. But the button one I got in trouble for, which I 100%
They really
agree.
should have 2 adults on the
They
field
really
trips.
should. Well, one ended up showing up later.
Oh.
But in the van, it was just me.
Right. And getting them off the van.
Yeah. So, it was my mistake. Like, I get being written up for the second thing. Like, the pushing the button. You should always push the button. Like, I'm a firm believer, don't leave a kid in the car type
But it's kind of hard if you're the only person. Like, what if a kid runs off in
it made me nervous.
Lot?
It was my first time doing field trips. I had just turned, I think, 21, maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was scared to death.
The kids have to be in your eyesight.
And,
like,
you have 12 to 15 kids. And they're all at ages 5 to 12.
Yeah.
So that's
nerve-wracking.
It is. And you're in a parking lot. If something happens to one of these kids, it's my fault. Right. But at the end of the day, I should have pushed the button because if something would have happened to a kid that was left behind. Now, they watched me. They did say, it's like, we did watch you count your kids multiple times. Like they saw me go down the row and name check everybody, make sure everybody was off the van and everything like that. So they did give me kudos to that. But they beelined it from my daycare's van. And my daycare, I don't think has ever been written up. And they beelined it. And she fought it hard. I don't know if she got the van thing taken off, to be honest. She might have not.
So does DHS just like randomly
that's like okay, that's the thing.
In?
I know our DHS lady, I don't know if she's still the DHS lady of Cabot, but she would call, not at this daycare, I know this from another daycare. But from my understanding, she would call and let you know she was on her way.
Oh.
Or like, but she did do surprise visits. Like at the daycare I worked at, she would surprise us, believe you me. But it was like room around town. She was in town, like type thing.
Oh, gotcha.
And so like, and what I do, just like now, if like someone in our main management comes in, you walk around and you're like, put your phone away or do this. Like, don't do that. Don't eat your desk. You want to be
on your best behavior.
Yeah.
Right.
So when DHS would show up, I'd always happen to be in the front and I'd notice it. I see her because I know who she is.
Yeah.
So I would walk around and be like, DHS is here. DHS is here. DHS is here. Put your drink up. And I was like, the worst thing is you have your Sonic cup out and you can't have that out in front of children.
Yeah.
Which is, the rules are stupid.
Yeah.
But like, if a kid can't have it, you can't put it in front of them.
That's wild.
Can't have your purse in the room. Even if all you have is a wallet. Like, you can't have that in the room. It's so stupid. I used to read that in DHS. Anyway, girl embezzled $500,000. And Ashley got written up by DHS one time. I don't think I'll ever get hired at a daycare again after this story.
Would you want to work at a daycare ever again?
I do. I really enjoyed working at a daycare. For someone that was unmedicated, I probably would enjoy it now that I'm medicated more. But I loved it. I loved my parents. I loved all my kids.
Yeah.
Not every kid was perfect, but the parents were nice. I loved getting to know the parents.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with a lot of them on Facebook. And I don't know. It really put a bad taste in my mouth, the whole car seat thing. That really, really, and I'm not perfect, but I'm going to tell you right now, my kid's always been in a car seat.
Yeah.
And buckled up.
Yeah.
I mean, the moment he turned 6 and 60 pounds, his ass was out of a car seat.
Yeah, but you're going to be safe about it.
Yeah, he wears his seatbelt every day.
Right.
Like, I just, yeah. Again, I feel like I always bash the police in these, but like,
you didn't
screw that police officer for name dropping me like that.
That was a specific officer.
Yeah. She didn't follow the rules.
No.
Again, like I said, she might have not name dropped me, but what are the odds?
What are the odds?
That she knew out of the 30 employees that it was me.
And then you got a Facebook message.
Yeah, and the officer knew my name because I know a lot of these officers around here.
Yeah.
She knew my name.
That's wild. I worked at a daycare like right out of high school for like a month or maybe 2, and then quit because it was a terrible daycare.
Yeah.
It was awful. So I quit.
Remind me when we get off task which one.
Okay.
I've toured like every single daycare because I will go into one and I can point out millions of flaws. Even my son's daycare now. I have some of them on Facebook. I
really like it because I love kids.
Yeah. I like the nursery. I would work in the nursery every day, all day.
See, I was not in the nursery. I was in the
nursery for like 4 out of the 5 years.
See, I'd like
and the school age. I was in the school age during the summer.
Yeah.
I love school age and I loved
we did like field trip to the skating rink.
Yep.
And, like
every week.
Yeah.
I think it was like Wednesday or something.
It was fun, but
or
the
Tuesday.
Daycare was the I'll tell you about it after the podcast. But the daycare management was
is really important in daycare. You need a really solid support system. And I think I had that. I loved like the owner of my daycare, adored her. Really adored her. I loved the owner of I'm not going to shout out this daycare, but it's a good daycare. Like I will recommend them to anybody. It's a good daycare. Now, does everybody think that about it? No, but I love the owners of this daycare. I loved my director because the owners and the director are different people.
Yeah.
But like I loved the owners. I adored them. Like even after I quit, they see me, they hug me. They're so sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, I dedicated 5 years to them. That's a long time in daycare world.
Yeah.
And then my director was fantastic. My assistant director, still love her to death. Like loved everybody.
Yeah.
Now employees, it's a building full of women. I mean, come on, you're going to have problems. But I got into a cussing match one time with an employee. Geez. I walked away. She was coming at me with her curse words in the middle of nap time.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Screw you, lady.
We got a lot of beef with people.
I do. I really do.
Anyway. Well, what's our ending thoughts?
Don't embezzle $500,000.
Yeah, don't embezzle, folks. Nothing good ever comes out of embezzlement.
Yeah. Here's the true testament is that someone that treats you poorly or reacts poorly to a situation, they're going to have karma later on in life. Mm-hmm. And I have friends on Facebook that are still, I think, that are still friends with her. How you can still be friends with someone that embezzle $500,000, I do not know. There's no good, unless her kid had cancer and you just need the money.
You don't accidentally embezzle $500,000.
Yep. Like, I don't know if the charges were dropped because I don't know if whatever she was like. I don't know if she was found guilty. I'm sure she was. But, I
mean, it was a local news story, so that'll always be, if anybody ever looks her up, they'll see that. Ugh. Don't embezzle, kids.
2019. So this was 2 years. It wasn't 6 months. It was about a year or two after I'd quit.
When you saw that, were you like...
Someone sent it to me.
Oh my gosh. Even better.
And I was like, because everybody knew about what happened at the daycare. Right. I was like, it wasn't, again, like I said, it was not about how... I just felt like I was embarrassed more or less because I felt like if she were to come in there and attack me verbally, nobody would have stood up for me.
Yeah. And that's not a safe environment.
No. And I felt
Right.
like I was being attacked in that
Punished.
sense. Yeah, or punished or
Yeah.
looked down on because I caused problems. And I didn't.
When in reality,
My
you did the
intention
right
was
thing.
not to do that.
Right.
It was to be anonymous and then them give her a warning. She got a car seat and then we were done with it.
Yeah.
Not,
To keep the kids safe.
yeah. Anyway,
Well,
sorry to take up half the podcast with my.
No, I like the stories. I think everybody likes the stories. I like the stories.
Should we title embezzled $500,000?
Don't embezzle.
No, I loved it. Was a good daycare. I'll give them that. It was very good. I'd put my kid there. If they had room, I tried to put Giacomo there, but they
Yeah.
didn't have any room.
Well, that's a good sign that they've, people like them enough that they,
Yeah.
or that people just need daycares enough that they,
Yeah.
put them
It's not a bad
somewhere.
daycare. I think they've been written up since then, but,
No.
they,
It's different than some of the horror stories you see on the news.
no one that works there now worked there with me. The director, nobody.
Oh, really?
Except the owners that own the building.
Oh, wow. It's a whole new crew.
It's a whole new crew.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's a high turnover anyway with that job. It's
Yeah.
not for the,
For everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to think that I'm talking smash about the daycare because it was just an
No.
uncomfortable situation. I put myself in the director's position that I put her in. So I get it. I do understand completely. But at the end of the day, I did the right thing.
I don't understand.
Well, I think they knew I did the right thing too.
Yeah.
It's just that the drama of it afterwards, I think was just like,
Well, that's
nobody likes to get yelled and cussed at by a parent.
That's the cop's fault.
Yeah. And too bad the mayor didn't come after me. Oddly enough, I'm friends with the mayor on Facebook. Does she know me? Absolutely not. But I have her on Facebook. Come after me.
One of these people didn't embezzle $500,000.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Anyway. Oh.
I cannot believe I just said it on the podcast that she embezzled $500,000. That's so funny. But you know what? It's public knowledge.
It's public
I
knowledge.
didn't put her name out there. Just Google
Nope.
it, people. I'm just kidding.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway,
Well, that's what happens.
that poor family that lost $500,000, they're never going to get that back. I don't think insurance covers embezzlement.
Well, maybe.
I know.
Hope they had it if they did.
Yeah.
And it's a small business that they
It is a
owned,
small
And they
business.
were trying to retire.
Do you know which business it is?
I just looked it up.
Yeah. Her nice ass and brand new car. She got a brand new car all the time. I'm like,
Makes sense.
how'd her husband not know? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he divorced her real quick.
Where's this cash coming from, honey?
Yeah. Apparently, okay, from the news article, well, I talked about this with other people afterwards. Rumor had it on the streets is that when the officers showed up to her house, there was a bunch of money in the safe, but they didn't seize it. They just left it.
So she got to keep the cash.
I don't know what came. I'm sure they got it later or if she got rid of it. I don't know. But I know that they
Got rid of
didn't
it.
seize any of it at first in the
I don't
investigation.
know how that works.
I don't know either. Again, I'm not. I'm not an investigator.
Yeah.
Two, I'm not an attorney. I don't know how that. I don't know anything.
And I've never
I just the
embezzled
rumor on
funds,
the
so-
streets is that the officers kind of fudged it up. But I don't even know who the officers are. I don't know anything about it. All I know is she got arrested and charged. I don't know if she. I bet I could look her up and see if.
We'll do some digging.
I'll let you know next episode.
We'll come back with an update.
Found guilty of a felony.
That's going to be our
Jail
whole
sentence of
topic.
That's another thing I gotta tell you. Remind me to tell you off the podcast.
Okay,
I saw a
okay.
felon the other day that I was all over the news.
Oh.
She was standing behind me in line.
Okay, guys, we got to go because we got some goss to talk about.
Yeah. I feel like I got a little too Pacific.
That is an ocean.
I got too
Ashley.
Pacific on the podcast this time, but
jeez, that's okay. That's okay. We didn't name drop,
I did not name drop, and
So-
she did it to herself.
and it's public knowledge.
Public knowledge, and
Public
it happened to me.
knowledge.
So,
It's your experience.
yep.
Period.
Anyway,
Thanks for listening, you guys.
yeah, buddy.
This one was fun. Yeah, buddy.
rolling like a big shot.
Chevy tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop.
Copyrighted.
Oh,
Just
oopsie.
kidding.
Don't want that to happen.